let's kind of kick it off. Let's tell me a little bit about you. Give me a little bit of a background on the team and everything. Like to hear kind of what your business background is and how you guys got into crypto and all that good stuff.
You got it, totally. So our project's called 100 Days Ventures. I am the CEO of the project. My name is Arsh. And I have three core team members and then a lovely group of mods and other supporters and helpers that help us throughout the way. But as far as my background, I am currently a student at Princeton University. I'm a double major in financial engineering along with neuroscience. So my background is heavily in the neuroscience field. I've published several papers in different financial literature things and a lot of research things. I have a lot of work in the research base of neuro and kind of bringing the different ideologies and innovations in that space. Because much like crypto, neuroscience is a field that's ever evolving. It's also kind of a new space in the sense of how much work has been done in it the last couple of years, and particularly the last 5 years, kind of the innovation that's been done there. So my focus was always there, but the thing with neuroscience is it's a very innovation and research-based field where it's kind of in the sense of the more you deep dive, the more you learn, the more you go, the more you realize how little you know. And us all being in the crypto space, we understand that and know that feeling very well, because that's how crypto is as well. So for me, it's kind of that transition to crypto made a lot of sense. It kind of tapped into my research roots, and that's truly what I enjoy is the innovation that comes from research. So for me, as I took that knowledge and kind of dived in deep into crypto, understanding very deep of financial knowledge and things of that nature, and we just went through every vertical of crypto that we all know and love, and really just kind of took that what's worth, I learned what worked, what didn't, and kind of inspired me to make this project here with my lovely team. So how our team was assembled was this: is my co-founder, his name is Rohit. He has several business backgrounds. He currently owns and operates a gym, or several gyms in the greater Seattle area, but he's been in the tech industry for several years, been an executive at several companies, things of that nature. He's really, in the sense of he's the business powerhouse, where he really understands business to a much deeper level and understands the aspects that truly matter and what made you successful and really the bottom line of that. So that's really where his focus is in kind of advising there and being our CEO in that sense. And then our other partner is Tommy. Tommy's innovation and his specialist is really development and things of that nature. He's runs a blockchain company, but he's also the CTO of a publicly traded company called True Chase Technologies. So for him, as he's been in the crypto industry longer than I have, I believe he entered in 2013. So he knows this world very, very well. And on a developmental side, that he has a very strong, sophisticated team behind him as well. For him, as that merge made a lot of sense. Rohit was actually one of his friends connected him to Tommy. And that's how Tommy came into play. And our fourth core team member, his name is Daryl. And he had worked alongside a project called Metaverse Pro. But something about Daryl truly stood out to me. His work ethic, the way he's kind of engaged with the community, he educates. And that was really something that I hadn't seen done much in the crypto space to the level that he did it. So for us, that's kind of how our team was born. And from there, we saw the evolution and kind of where the crypto space was at. We saw this auto staking rebase mechanic, and we believed we could add some different mechanics behind it, but truly make it authentic and a team you can believe in by being dots. But more so, it's from a product side, is bring utility and really revenue to the core project and bring our business acumen into this crypto world. So that's kind of an overall of our project and how our team met.
Cool. Appreciate that background on you guys. Yeah, we've all you guys have been talked about here a lot in our group. Been a hot topic for a while. I think number one is any team that's fully doxed gets quite a bit of attention to begin with. But I think another thing that came up that a lot of people got hung up on around launch is that you guys had a pretty big delay. So can you kind of get into that and explain to everyone, because there are some people here that maybe decided not to get in when they saw some of those delays happening at launch. So can you kind of get into what went wrong there, what you guys learned from that situation, and just kind of give everybody some details about what went on?
Totally, absolutely. So for us, it's kind of in the sense that we operate, we're all of our team, and Rohit and Tommy and Daryl are no difference in this. We're all very much so perfectionists. And for us, as we really ran through our code, we did all of the check-ins and we ran a freeze code concept and all of that. But right before we're going to deploy, we did one final check, and just to really double check that all gears are at lock and where they should be. And through that final check, even after we did our audit, we realized that the contract was having 6 sell orders after every single transaction, whether it was a buy or sell. And that was because of the way the task breakdown is. Instead of it being one compile transaction, it became individual ones. So really from a mathematical standpoint, it wouldn't have crushed our project, but it would have looked very much in the sense of every buy or sell would have had 6 cells accompanied by it, equivocating to whatever the tax was at, which is 15 to 30%. So we just couldn't have something run like this. We believe this would have been detrimental to our project. And it kind of speaks to us in the sense of how perfect we want to be. So for us is we brought in that pre-partnership. We brought in a partnership with a global company called Little Orbit with 22 million active users pre-launch. We also kind of did a resurrection model pre-launch. But for us it was the last hurdle was this. And I think that this was a great learning lesson in the sense of us, because we already proved kind of the two things we could do, but not being really having this is our first real crypto project as a team was the last aspect we were missing, was kind of proving ourselves and how we navigate obstacles. So for us is, yes, we had that obstacle. We overcame it with flying colors as to where we're at now. But for us, it was really a testament to who we are and how we would never stop moving, no matter what the obstacle comes. So I think we learned a lot from the experience, and although the delays happened, it got us to where we're at now, and we'll keep building. But that's kind of the overall as to what happened there.
Okay, got it. Thanks for your answer there. Yeah, it's been I know it's been a big question on people's minds. Just kind of wanted to get that answer straight out of you guys, so appreciate that. So yeah, I am just kind of looking at your chart right now. Looks like you guys have been going pretty steady here for. Let's see, I'm going back on the 4-hour chart, back to the 12th. You guys have been pretty steady going, so that's looking pretty good. Let's kind of move over to some community questions here. I see that we've got so. Bala T is wondering if you guys are going to apply for the Avalanche Multiverse Incentive Fund, and if so, how would the money be used if granted?
Sure. So that is something that we have not applied to currently, but we absolutely do have plans to do that. Right now, we've just kind of been focused on some of the things we're working on, but that's definitely on our radar as to something we would apply for. Now, as in the sense of how would that grant work and where would the money go and things of that nature, I can't speak exactly to that. I would assume it would go to the treasury and it would definitely go back to our users, and that's how everything works in Astro is no matter what we're going on, everything's at the end of the day is how does it benefit our users? Understanding that. So if we were granted something like that, I'm sure that would help our users and really go back to them in one way or another.
Okay, cool. So FaZe is asking, let's see, looks like he may have kind of a two-parter if you want to clarify on this one. So he says, when the auto stake has compounded and made passive for your weekly claim, is the Astro that has been auto staked from your original purchase in pre-sale, or is the weekly claim an additional amount of Astro that you can pull out with one's balance going down?
Sure. So, and we can kind of talk about the weekly claim from this aspect. So for us, as another reason the delay occurred was this weekly claim feature. At the end of the day, we understand that the reason that anyone has in any of these protocols is the sense of they want to make something real and do something real. And to do anything like that, you can't just hold a bat forever, right? We all believe in projects, we have our favorites, and we hold bats in them. But you have to have some kind of a profit-taking model. And in the whole auto-staking and rebasing landscape is, we have the aspect of taxes. Now, they're incentivized through game theory and have mechanics as to why they exist and why they benefit the protocol and all of that nature. But for us, is we got to incentivize in some way for users to take profits. Because if not, then all we're going to have is massive dumps, which we've seen in other kind of landscapes in this world and things of that nature. But at the end of the day is, how do we benefit our users? And for that, we created this weekly claim feature, which essentially in a very simple world is just a 1% swap of your total Astro holdings to USDC tax-free. At the end of the day, that's what that feature is. So as far as do you keep rebase and all of that stuff, absolutely. It's just whenever you hit that claim button, you will get 1% of your total holdings swapped into USDC, completely tax-free. And then right after that is you continue to start the 1-week timer, and after that 1-week timer ends continuously, every time you can go ahead and swap 1% of your Astro holdings tax-free.
Okay, got it. Let's move over to one from one of our mods, JJ. He's asking, when will we get more info about other partnerships, and when should we expect to see some of these partnerships help the protocol?
Sure. So for us, that's the niche that we've taken on, and what really separates ourselves from other projects in this space and crypto in general is kind of what a partnership means to us. And what a partnership means to us is it must be revenue inducing, right? Is in crypto, we get a lot of shout outs here or there, and that entails a partnership. But at the end of the day, what does that really mean? Yes, a shout out can help you get more users in a very quick time or things like that if it's a notable project, does that really help the protocol much beyond that? Because we understand it, part of growth has to be user integration, getting more of them, but really that's not what's going to be sustainable. So for us, it's because we're revenue inducing partnerships, and that too are really going after the real world businesses. Again, relying on kind of Tommy and Rohit's network here and the massive things they've done in the business world. But with that, there comes aspects of legality and really you're working with major corporations. So these deals, as much as we want to work in the crypto space, in the crypto pace rather, as that's what we love and know, but from a real world business aspect, what inspires us is kind of tying the real world business and tying that to crypto and the timeline and speed that comes with crypto. So for that, we're trying to work as fast as we can with our partners because honestly, that's what we're most hungry about. And we love to drop news and all of that. But kind of for us, we're taking the approach of let's drop news and let's drop specifics next and really have a phased approach where our first AMA for our partners, we kind of introduce them what they're about, their company, and kind of what our baseline is. The second AMA kind of going into what are the specifics they're entailed. A part 3 of it kind of going deeper into the specifics. A part 4 kind of announcing as to when it's happening, and part 5 a post phase, and then continuing phases after. That's kind of approach we have for bringing those corporations leadership on board. But as far as this one specifically, we should have news on it hopefully next week is when we're hoping for it. Matt, the CEO of Little Orbit, unfortunately was traveling to London this week, which got us a little bit hauled up there. But those specifics are done, and we should definitely be having a name on that next week. As well as we're tapping into kind of the crypto road as well, and hopefully have some partnerships moving on that end.
Cool, awesome. So we've got someone asking about an update on the bridge, and I see that on you guys' roadmap. It looks like that is the next thing on the list. So can you give us an update on that?
It is. So that is something we are currently working on. I expect it to be done quite soon. Hopefully in a week, maybe a week and a half max, but hopefully before that. But that is something we're actively working on. Right now, a lot of our attention has been turned over to this partnership and kind of getting those details with Matt and doing some of our crypto ones as well. But as far as the building side, we always keep building and never stop. But our attention right now on that end has really been the debts in a marketplace. Because our first partnership with Little Orbit, we will be selling their NFTs exclusively on our marketplace. So for us, we've been ramped up on those two aspects, the debts and marketplace, but we will be having that bridge very shortly as well.
Awesome. Okay, we've got McFly 22, like that name. He's wondering if you guys can share the purchase price for Raven Finance.
Sure. So as far as Raven, so we can't share the exact number, but what I can say is kind of what Obsidian said is they had about $300,000 in debt. And for us, is those debts, every dollar of that we made sure, Obsidian, not us, Obsidian made sure that went to the right profiles and that everything checked out and was above board. Now, those were things like marketing and as well as development and things of that nature, but they accounted for every dollar going towards where it was supposed to go and what was truly continued from that effort. But from our end, is those users, every single one of them received Astro at launch price. So truly, we made sure to take care of all of our Raven community in the best way possible and really make it beneficial to them and integrate into ours. And we understand that the pace of that deal was incredibly fast. And with that, of course, was not how we like to do it. We like to do it the way we did it with Matt, and kind of the approach that I just talked about is the way we introduce our partners. And sometimes you have to move quickly when the opportunity is there. And with Raven, we saw that Edra told us that he was a bit in over his head and that he wasn't where he needed to be to launch the next day. And Raven was going to launch a few hours after us. So for us, it just made sense to do the acquisition and really benefit those users from any delays that we've already experienced at 100 days, and kind of making sure that we tie these projects together. They were cross-chain, but they had a good amount of holding on AVAX, and they were competing launch. So why not unify those two organizations and build something great together? And plus prove our business model. The big thing was with us is a 100-day resurrection. So why not try to prove and establish that from the get-go and really work towards it?
Right. Awesome. Okay. So McFly is also wondering if you've got any alpha leaks for the boys. What can you tell us? What can you share with us that you've got on the books that's going to be cool?
You got it. First off, I do want to say thank you very much, Midfield. You are someone that I see in these AMAs and these chats all the time. So I definitely want to say how much I appreciate you for that, and all of you guys that continue to join us. That really means the world to us. I know people like Find the Block, I know McFly. I know a lot of these names here, our mod team, and even JJ. I've seen you a bunch here. You guys are the real people that support us, and that means the world to us. Now, as far as Alpha, what I can say is next week, as kind of what we just talked about, expect some updates on the bridge. Expect some updates with Nat and Little Orbit, as well as we're trying to do a crypto partnership we're kind of entailing. Now, that's not guaranteed or anything like that, but it's something that we're working on. So expect some three things in those genres really continue to develop.
Cool, and we've got one from another one of our community members, Hamoon. He wants to know if you guys have considered adding Astro Token to Rubik Exchange.
Hamoon, another one of those guys that's always there supporting us. Appreciate you very much. But that is something that we're actually in the process of currently doing. So you can expect that very soon. We've been hitting up several exchanges. Even Trader Joe, actually, they haven't added our token icon yet. So for us, is we can't really do any of this stuff until Trader Joe accepts our token icon. So we are kind of contacting Trader Joe daily to try to get that done already. And unfortunately, it hasn't been done. But the second that is done, we will be trying to get everywhere and anywhere we can.
Great. That's good to hear. So find the block. Yeah, like you were saying, he's got some good questions here as well. What keeps you guys inspired to keep building during these tough crypto times?
For us, it's kind of the narration as to why we entered this space. And for us, is we wanted to create an authentic product, a real product, but something that goes beyond the landscapes of crypto in the sense of, in crypto, we see very few projects last a long time. In my experience, really the one project that lasted very long that was kind of innovative was Strongbots. Now, I don't like their theory, especially what they did yesterday. But really, it's kind of looking at the projects, how many projects like that have lost it as long as they have. And for to last like that, it's easy to do in a bull market. I know that there was this video that I was watching the other day where a monkey was picking stocks. And he picked stocks during the bull run, and he was up 40% of just randomly picking stocks. And I think that kind of speaks to the market as to where it was at that time. But for us, is the only testament of time is, can you handle a bull and bear market? Can you continue to innovate? Can you continue to build? And can you bring real revenue streams? That for us is what really inspires us, and is why we enter the space. To be an authentic team, to be real, someone who's not going to run you, someone you can trust in, but more importantly, build a product that will last the test of time.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I think that's the most important thing is to last. I mean, too many projects just go down immediately, and so I mean, the ultimate goal is to last, is to sustain. So so that's great. So find the block. He's got some more good ones. I like these, man. You need to come in here more often. What have you guys done so far that you're most proud of?
Sure, and find the block is awesome. One thing I do want to say is find the block is a girl. She loves to always say that, but doesn't matter.
Nice. Awesome.
As far could you repeat that question one more time? Sorry about that.
Yeah. So what have you guys done so far that you're most proud of?
Totally. So for us, it's kind of where this expedition started, right? We started with a pre-sale. At first, we came out very hot at the gates, and then we slowed down a bit. But what happened when we slowed down a bit is our team came together, and we did an impromptu AMA, and we got the community riled up together and kept building. After that, we had some delays. We kept working through them. And we launched, right? No matter what the market may have dumped 2 days later, but getting to launch and doing launch itself was a huge thing for us. But for me, is what am I most proud of yet? Honestly, I'm most proud of the people that I work with. I love our team here. I love our community, and that's what keeps me going. Is building something real for them. And that's what I enjoy the most, is working with the people I get to. But for us, I'm really more proud about the future and more excited about the future, because I think the future will be very bright. And right now we've done some cool things, sure, but this is only the beginning for us, and we're going to keep on building and keep on rolling and never stop.
Cool, great answer. I will say you guys are seem very professional and certainly great speakers. So that's great to see. And I like seeing people come over from the business world into the crypto world. I think that's great. But I think this is probably a good time, guys. We're gonna do that giveaway real quick. You guys know the process. So I'm gonna open up this channel, and 100 Days has offered $100 for one winner here. So I'm gonna open up this channel real quick. AMA giveaways. It's gonna be under the Submit AMA Questions category. Y'all know the drill. You got 5 minutes to react to the giveaway bot. And then this will close out automatically at 1:35. So give me just a second. and I will open this up. All right, guys, it's public. Y'all can go ahead and go in there. Like I said, you got 5 minutes to react to it. The AMA giveaways channel. If you can't find it, just go to the general chat, type hashtag AMA giveaways, join that. I see everybody's doing it right now. So appreciate you guys making this giveaway possible. So let's move on to the next question here. Let's see, find the block. She's asking, can you speak more on new growth and resurrection?
Totally. So new growth and resurrection are kind of our two key aspects to our business model. New growth has two parts to it. And this is kind of something that we're working on right now, is building this and articulating these two ventures that are core ventures the right way and really breaking them down to be easy to understand and comprehend. Because we understand that crypto, you have some of the greatest minds in the space, truly. But if they're very complex in nature, it's tough for the average investor that doesn't know as much to really articulate and understand it. So that's something that we're working on right now. But as far as what new growth entails, new growth has two core principles. One of those is bringing real-world business into crypto. The first one we brought in was Little Orbit, which 22 million active users that I keep saying. But I want to keep enforcing that because of how impactful that is to bring in a partnership like that. Now, I know the details haven't been out there, and they'll be out there shortly. But really, to bring in these kind of global partnerships, it's not a joke in this space. Those are relationships that have to be built over time and things of that nature, which is why our team was put together in the way it was, is because of these relationships. But going back to new growth, the core principle one is bringing in real big businesses into crypto, helping them navigate the DeFi world where they're masters in their industry, but they don't know the crypto industry like we do. So kind of accustoming them to the crypto arm and bringing their product to market in the crypto space. Now that could be the aspects like helping them and kind of integrating community, that could be integrating their business acumen, their strategy, kind of helping them through the different tokenomics variables, the different white paper elements, and everything to a pre-sale and everything in between. It's truly being those strategists that bring big business into crypto. So that its core is what new growth is about. Now the second aspect to it is also helping crypto projects themselves. And kind of one aspect of that is tying them into the big businesses and the way that we can connect them and help them if it makes sense for them. But the other aspect is kind of making them in tune with our community and helping them with any extent that we can, and helping them if they're missing one core aspect. And if that one core aspect could really bring their business model to the next level, or we could add some kind of integration or things of that nature, is really leveling up the crypto space and not only strategically helping big business, but also strategically helping big crypto. Because we have a lot of innovative minds in our team, really tapping into our minds and helping projects where not only made sense for them, but it always makes sense for us. Because we understand is to be a true fruitful relationship, it has to be working for both parties. And both parties have to be having results from it. And again, it's going back to the shout out thing, is where that's a quick answer where it gets both communities riled up very quickly and in the sense of it happens right away, and that's kind of it. For us, is what we really want to do is have a network and really help projects over time and really have these different integrations and just help them anywhere they need. So that's really what new growth entails. Now, resurrection is a different channel in and of itself, and resurrection is about helping projects that unfortunately is the way crypto works is it's not a 9 to 5 Monday to Friday. If you're in the crypto world, you have to be ready to, since the second you wake up to the second you sleep, crypto has to be your life. Because I know that our team has went through this, and even with the resurrection, Raven, was these deals happen so fast. I mean, there is no business in the world that could ever keep up with this pace and really tapping into the crypto speed with that. But the resurrection initiative is really about helping those projects they're in over their head, or they have some kind of core model has their issue, but they have good subliminal kind of feature sets to them, but tapping into that, helping them. And sometimes that means a partnership, but sometimes that would also mean entailing is taking over their project. Now in the Raven situation, we just integrated them into our tokenomics because it was both pre-sale. Now I'm not saying that won't happen again in that structure, but for us is really, if you look at our roadmap, resurrection wasn't supposed to happen as fast as it did. It happened because we wanted to prove ourselves and felt that this was a perfect opportunity for both communities. However, is we have a full-scale model for that, which we'll be getting into in the weeks to come, but kind of bringing people into that model and projects and companies into that model that need that little bit of help in helping them under the 100 Days umbrella.
Cool, awesome. So yeah, I'm just kind of scrolling through your documents here and your website, which I will say, I'm going to pull this up for everyone that's going to be watching on YouTube. Your website looks great. So good job on that. I mean, everything is the DApp looks great as well. Yeah, I would suggest that you guys go and check this out. It does look it looks really good. Do you guys have any plans for any changes to the DApp or anything, any of the interface? Or you guys have any updates coming? I mean, it looks great now, so not sure why you would, but is there any changes coming to this?
First off, thank you so much for that. We worked very, very hard on it. Truly, is we wanted to have something that has the business structure that it needs, but is also fun and entails the crypto world. As far as updates, is we have two things we're working on. As far as that is, one of the website kind of talking about how it talked about as a new growth and kind of resurrection, kind of maybe having something on there potentially, or having a how-to video that we're working on, things of that nature could be added to the website itself, and kind of some different things we're doing there that are in the works that'll take some time. But on our DApp itself is kind of the sense of we are very dots, we are very open. I mean, I don't know another project with mods as dots as we are, but for us is really kind of tapping into that in every mechanic. And part of that is a sense of if you have a treasury and things of that nature, displaying that in a way which our users can enjoy. Now, there's easy ways to do that by integrating to something like DBank and things of that nature, but we want to have a cool UI and something more fun than that. So that is something that we're working on currently.
Cool, that's great. Yeah, it's always good to, constantly be upgrading, even though it's great as is. It's always great to continue evolving. So, let's see. Guys, we're gonna close this giveaway channel here in just a few seconds. So, last chance. I'm gonna close it out right now, and then we will announce the winners after 1:35. This will close officially. So we'll announce that in a few minutes after this is all done. So, all right. Let's see. We've got another one. I know.
Good luck to everyone in the giveaway.
Yeah. Good luck, everybody. We had over 100 entries, so somebody will be getting $100 from 100 days. So there we go.
Awesome.
Let's see. Can you find the blocks? Got one more. Can you talk about how you were able to inspire even your mods to dox? I actually didn't know that your mods were doxed. I don't know if all of them are or some of them, but that's a little bit different. Can you talk about that?
Sure, and one thing I kind of want to talk on quickly before that is kind of with the updates that we're doing. How I talked about is we're updating the website and the treasury and things of that nature. For us, it's always this balancing act, right? Is being in the world that we are, we know that there's fine-tuned details that make things look pretty and beautiful, and that's what we all love to see and want to see. But it's this balancing act of you have to do things that are high impact, but you also have to make things visually appealing and fun. So for us, it's always playing that balancing act of doing the high impact things, but also the UI things that we love. Because personally, that's something that I love. But it's like, I know that, do I want to spend our resources kind of focused on that right now? Or focused on a much bigger vision, a much bigger integration or things of that nature, rather than on the quote unquote lower impact of a UI upgrade and just balancing that world. Now, as to that question there, what inspired our mods is truly what inspired them. We don't force any of our mods to be dots. It is something that we love to have, and we always appreciate it from our heart, very much so. But for us, it's really, we have a network of people that we love and trust. We always are having group calls and kind of video calls and just having fun. I was talking to Daryl, Terrazone, one of our partners on this, is kind of what is different about that? And for him is he had been in this space for some time. He had worked on other projects, and there was another individual in that call that he's worked with for quite some time that he had never seen his face. And we kind of just had a call. We were just having fun after an AMA and just talking, and we all had voice calls on. And it was someone that no one had ever seen before, at least not Daryl, and I believe Chrome as well had not seen this individual. But it's not that we force anyone to do it. It's just the nature of we truly operate like a family, and we have fun with what we do, but we're always building together. And with that, we always have to be conjoined at the hip and truly bouncing ideas off each other and things of that nature. So I don't want to give the credit to ourselves. I just think that's the brand that we portray, is we want to be open, transparent, and as public as we can while we're building the greatness that will be 100 days.
Cool, that's great. Now, that's awesome that they kind of followed in line with what you guys have done. I mean, doxing is so rare anyways, and for you guys to have basically most of your team, or if not all of them, doxed is pretty great. So let's move on to some of your security features. So scrolling through your white paper here, I see under your audit section, you've got Solidity Finance is done and Certic audit has not started. When do you think that Certic audit will get going?
So for us, as I spoke about, we're working on some integrations and some other kind of feature sets for us. For us, we'd rather be the person that submits once to CertTech. We understand that process is quite long. Now we're going to try to expedite and do things of that nature to really make sure it's done properly. For us, as truly the CertTech audit and all of these audits in general are for our community to instill trust and again transparency through that is that we understand that we go through some internal code checks and we truly pride ourselves in the code and how strong it is and making sure it's battle checked. I mean, there's times where we have issues with how much we're obsessive on that nature. But for us, it's truly, we believe that an audit in the space is something that needs to be done. It kind of speaks to just that openness and the security that unfortunately the crypto space has a lack of. We see way too many hacks and things of that nature. So for us, that's why we do it. And working with CertTech is truly in the audit space, we've seen that even the best audit companies have had missteps and had unfortunate situations where they thought they were perfect, but truly is if the front end is doing something else and the contract is solid, that doesn't mean much, and kind of the lack of understanding of that unless you're in the development space itself. But for us, as we would continue to work with CertTech, hopefully very soon, we're just working on those integrations, those feature sets. The second they're done, we'll be submitting to CertTech and getting that process kicked off. Security is always of number one importance to us.
Okay, cool. And yeah, just kind of continuing on with the security stuff. Let's kind of get into the multi-sig as well and any other security features. Obviously, you guys are docs, so just run into some of that security stuff. As I always like to finish up on the security features, given that there's a lot of people here that may be considering investing after hearing this AMA. So I'd like to touch on all that before we kind of wrap things up. So let's get into that multi-sig a little bit.
You got it. As I mentioned, is if security is not up right, I mean, the product will be the best in the world, but if security isn't where it needs to be, none of that matters. Truly, we all understand that and know that. From a multi-sig standpoint, that's something that we're currently working on. Should be done hopefully soon here. And we would kind of go into that and have an AMA to everyone on that multi-sig and what that entails. But for us, an internal standpoint is, before any code is ran out and truly deployed, we always have a code check and internal audit process that we go through. But more importantly, in terms of funnels, from an account basis, it always goes through one of our team members. And from a deployment standpoint on a UI side and everything of that, it also goes through one of our senior engineers, and he's the funnel there. So we always make sure that we have the least amount of parties on something to make sure that it's a standard processing and goes as smooth as possible. But also in the faucet of anyone who's ever touching our contract or anything to do with it has the knowledge and has the true support of us and is on our core team and is dots and things of that nature. I mean, that's the standard practice. It has to be. And for us, it's kind of, and Tommy here, as I mentioned, Tommy is the CTO of a publicly traded company, but he also runs another company called Heated Details, which I believe has 35 full-time employees. And we're kind of using some of their resources there to make sure that our code is up to date and that our deploys are solid and that everything is up to par as it should be.
Awesome. Okay. And I'm sure you guys are maybe most active on Discord. Is that right? Where can people find some of these updates as you guys are releasing them?
Totally. So for us is the aspect of community and how we harness that from a core team perspective, from a moderator perspective. Any question you have, I can give a guarantee that it'll be answered within just a few minutes. I mean, we always have someone online. And what we pride ourselves on the core team side is me and Daryl are always online. And if you look at it's kind of childish, but look at the leaderboard. Me and Daryl are always in the top 5, and we want to, no matter what, even though we have the most active mods in the world, is we always want to pride ourselves in being in the top 10 and make sure that we're involved in the community, because one of the things crypto offers is that very quick feedback loop. You know if something worked or if something didn't extremely quickly, and really utilizing that and taking the power of that you don't have in traditional business. So that's an important aspect for us. But as far as updates, we're always on Discord. You can catch us on Twitter as well as we just opened up our Reddit. So we would love it if you guys join us there. We just opened that up a few days ago, actually. And also, finally, we will be opening up a Telegram. That is something in the works. We're just trying to make sure that we have some fun things planned to really get that kicked off the right way and it moving. But those are the currently 3 socials, and very soon the 4th that you can find us on.
Cool, awesome. Let me know whenever you guys open up your Telegram, and we'll give you a shout out on our Telegram as well. Because I know a lot of people, they're either Discord or they're Telegram. It's like they don't do both. But if you guys need a little boost on that Telegram side, yeah, just give me your link once you guys are opened up, and I'll drop it in our Telegram. Maybe get you a few guys over there. So we also we just got word of the winner here. So of the giveaway. Congratulations to OX Jimmy 3237. You won $100, man. Shoot me a DM and we'll get you taken care of. So is there anything else that we maybe have missed today that you want to catch up on or talk about. I think we've pretty much covered all of the community questions, but is there anything else that we need to touch on?
I think we've touched on all the core principles. I just want to say that next week should hopefully be a very exciting week with some of the things I talked about. Hopefully some more information from Little Orbit, maybe some crypto developments, and as well as our bridges coming along as well as some multi-sig announcements. Really what I want to emphasize is this, is whether it's a bull or bear market, we control what we control. And we always have to keep that in mind. At the end of the day, DCAing is the best strategy. Now, I always want to entail that. It's truly, no matter what the market entails, that will always work. We know that. But from our side is, you can count on us to never stop working, never stop building, and some fun things in store.
Cool. And I'll leave this channel open. We've got this 100 Days AMA Questions channel open. So if you want to hop in there and drop any links or anything, I'll leave this open for the rest of the day because there are probably some questions in there that we may have missed. So if there's anything else, guys, if y'all want to drop a question in there, I will leave that open for the day. And you're welcome to drop any links or anything you want in there as well to share with our community until I close that out. Maybe tomorrow. So just jump in there if we missed anything. And guys, if y'all want to head over to their Discord, like they said, they're super active. Go over there and ask them questions. They'll get back with you. Sounds like they've got a pretty active team. So appreciate all you guys being here. Thanks for listening in, and appreciate you being here and kind of giving everybody the first person look at your project basically, and kind of hearing it straight out of your mouth is different than just reading it on a Discord. So I really appreciate you being here, and guys, appreciate y'all listening in.
Thank you so much for having us. It was truly a pleasure. Chrome, if you could go ahead and drop our links in that channel there, and join us. We'll stop by here as well to always answer your guys' question. But if not, join us on our side, and we will always be in tune with you guys. But thank you so much again for having us. It was a pleasure, and we'll just keep on working together and building something great.
All right, man. Best of luck to you.
You as well. Thank you.
We'll talk soon. Bye.